Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Doc Sports back with your NBA rundown for Monday's action, Monday, November 24th. Yeah, a week from today is December 1st. So it's time to make hay when we got all these sports colliding right now. Coming off a nice NBA 7-unit winner last night. I've got another, not a 7-unit winner tonight. We don't usually have that every night, but we got a nice little strong 4-unit play tonight. So make sure you get in on that. Go over to the website. You can get either the week pass for $99. Use that 15% off, just becomes $85. Or you get the $30 day pass, so $25.50. So make sure you get in on that 4-unit play tonight here in the NBA. Also, don't forget, if you haven't done so, make sure you check out the Premium Plus. This is where we get all kinds of extra plays. So if you get on my levels, level 3, you'll get 3 premium plays from some of our Doc Sports experts, including one of my plays every day, and you get all the other levels below as well. That's just $49.99 a month. We've been doing some fun parlays, some props, some other extra stuff that all comes in that level 3, $49.99 level here. Link is in the description to get in. All right, let's kick it off here. NBA early action. Cleveland at Toronto. Cleveland was what our 7-unit play was yesterday, minus 8.5. They won by like 17 or something like that. Killed them. Never was close in the the second half of the game. Cleveland now has to travel against a very hot Toronto team. Toronto underdog here by 2.5, total 238. I think Cleveland's the play again. Cleveland did, if you watch the game, they did rotate a lot of players in. I think they knew, obviously, they were winning, and they could try to a little less on Garland, a little less on Mitchell late, and, of course, Mobley as well. So I think that will pay off tonight. And, hey, when a team's hot like Toronto, it means something, I think, to beat them. And I think this Cleveland team will want to show that they're still the king of this Eastern Conference, at least in their minds. And I think they go on the road and get the win here, minus 2.5. Next game, Pistons are the hottest team. I believe 11 or 12 wins now. They are 9.5-point favorites at Indiana. Indiana, 2-14 on the year, facing a 14-2 Detroit team that's 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games. But the problem here with the spread, you just continue to have to lay more points. You don't get a whole lot of value when a team's on a hot streak like Detroit has been on. I'm taking a total in this one. I like the Detroit team total. It's like 120-ish, 120, 122. I mean, it's all over the place. I like them to go over this. This Indiana team has struggled on defense recently, and I don't think they'll have any chance stopping a really hot red Detroit Pistons offense. They've given up 120, 118, 127, 129, 133, and 152 their last 6 games. Take the team total Pistons over. We'll just call it 122, even though there are some lower numbers out there if you search around. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on all the great content we have here at Doc Sports. Next game, Knicks at the Nets. And the Nets aren't that much better than that struggling Pacers team. Knicks are just 9-6 on the year, but they're starting to get healthy a little bit. They're big favorite here, minus 14, total 229.5. And, the Nets have not won a home game. Like, all 3 of their wins have come on the road. That doesn't spell well, and they're just 2-5 against the spread at home. Now, continue to get more points. As you lose more, you get more points. That's just the way it is. I don't know how and why I'm going to give the Nets one more chance because they beat me a couple times laying these huge numbers. But I think they just keep it within the number here. Give me the Nets plus the 14 points in this one. Brunson banged up. If there's ever a game where he plays less or doesn't play at all, this might be that game, FYI. Dallas Mavericks at the Miami Heat. Miami Heat favored by 8.5, so total 239. Hero hasn't played yet this year. It sounds like he's going to make his first game. I don't know if he'll start, but he'll play the first game of the year tonight against a Dallas team that's really struggling. Just 5-13 overall. Just 1-3 on the road. Miami Heat can really score. I mean, they're one of the hotter teams as far as offense is concerned. And they had a nice win last time out at Philadelphia, won by 10. The time before that, they won by 36 at the Bulls. I'm going to take the Miami Heat to win and cover this number by 8.5, especially with Hero coming back. I think that'll really help their scoring even more. So I think they just overwhelm a Dallas Mavericks team that's really banged up. Next game, Blazers at the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are minus 2.5, favored, total of 235.5. I'm not sure why the Bucks are favored. Without Giannis, they're really struggling right now. And I don't think that's going to change until he gets back. And by the time he gets back, it might be too late. They've lost 5 of their last 6, including 4 in a row. On this 4 games that he has not played, they've lost and not covered in all 4 of those games. I know the Blazers are up and down a little bit, and they lost by 27 last time to the Thunder. But remember, this is the only team that actually beat the Thunder. Give me the Portland Blazers on the money line here to get the job done here. Free $60 for new customers. Yes, you can get our absolute top plays for free if you're new. All you got to do is type into your URL, docsports.com/ICCT, as you see it on the screen. You'll get a free $60 to try us out. You can use it on anything on the website, including our top plays for the weekend. Good luck. Next game, Denver Nuggets at the Memphis Grizzlies, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Denver favored by 7.5, total 234. The news come out yesterday. Aaron Gordon's going to be out for a few weeks with injury. That spells trouble because the one thing they kind of have a lot of depth in the perimeter, but they really don't have a whole lot of power forwards. And not that they need a ton with Jokic and the way they play through him, but I think that might spell a little trouble. I think that gives Memphis a little chance here. And even with John Morant out, this team has played a little better. They got 2 back-to-back wins, Sacramento and Dallas. I know Denver's way tougher, but you're getting way more points. You're getting 7.5. So give me the Memphis Grizzlies plus the 7.5. I think the first game without Aaron Gordon might be an issue here for Denver. Next game, Chicago Bulls at the New Orleans Pelicans. Chicago's favored by 5. New Orleans is just 2-15 on the year, 1-9 straight up in their last 10 games, and 5-4-1 against the spread. So they have been getting some bigger numbers, doing a little better job of covering there. The total's 242.5. When you see Chicago games, you should always be looking at the over because this team plays absolutely no defense. 10-6 to the over so far this year. I mean, they have allowed 121, 143, 122, 130, 150, 124. I mean, that's just the last 6 games. I mean, they just don't stop anybody. Give me the over 241 here. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be more like an all-star game. 241 all the way up to 242.5, FYI, where there's both of those lines out there right now. So search that around if you like the over. Next game, we've got 3 games left. Houston at Phoenix. And, Houston is favored by 5, total 227.5. And this Phoenix team, I counted them out. I thought this would be a for sure under 500 team. Don't look now. I mean, what? They won 8 of their last 9 games, including the Spurs, the Timberwolves, and Portland in the last 3 games. 2 of 3, they were an underdog in one, and now they're an underdog here tonight. This is a huge team. That's the one thing. Houston is huge. They basically will outsize every team this year. It doesn't really matter what position they have them. I think it continues here. I just think Houston is too big. I know Phoenix has been a great underdog team, but the size of Houston I just think is too much. I'm going to lay the 5.5. I see both of them out there. I think Houston is just too much late in this one. 2 games left. We got Minnesota at Sacramento. Minnesota was favored by 9, total 237.5. Facing a Kings team, Kings have just not been good. I mean, they're 4-13 on the year. They're just 1-6 against the spread at home. That tells you, even when they're an underdog, they're not covering at home. Minnesota's, they're 7-3 in their last 10 games. They're a solid group with Sabonis out, and sounds like they want to trade some of these other veterans. I don't know how Sacramento gets up, but I think they do just enough to keep this within the number. At some point when these teams are bad, like the Sacramento Kings team, and they just keep getting more and more points, they're going to cover these numbers. Eventually, you give them enough points, they will cover. I think this is that game for the Kings. I think they get just enough. I think Minnesota probably dominates through most of the game, but the Kings find a way to make a couple baskets late to get the backdoor cover in this one. Utah Jazz at the Golden State Warriors, and Golden State's just 9-9 on the year. They've been good at home, though, 5-1, both straight up and against the spread at home. I believe the last time out was the one they lost at home. They lost to Portland last time out, 123-127, and obviously didn't cover in that one. Utah's problem is, they get up these big leads and then they let it down. At least they covered last time out against the Lakers, but they were up early in Oklahoma's 2 games back in Oklahoma City, ended up losing by 32. They were up against LA Lakers 3 games back at half by double digits, ended up losing by 14. I think that's a problem again here. Now, can they cover the 14.5? They are on a back-to-back. That does spell trouble. I'm actually going to take the under in this game. I just think this is a pretty good Golden State defense at home. I think they'll play good enough home, and I think Utah is a little tired legs, and I think they'd like to play a little slower. So I'm going to take the under in this game, under 239.5. Don't forget, we've got a 4-unit play in the NBA tonight. You can get in on it. How? Get 15% off. Get the week pass, just $99 becomes $85, or the day pass, $30 becomes $25.50. Also have either a 5 or 6 unit play as a player prop tonight in the NFL Monday Night Football game. Will depending on what that number ends up settling at here in the morning. Will depend if it's a 4 or 5 or a 5 or 6 unit play. So, but make sure you get on it. We've been really hot with both our props, especially the primetime props in football. So make sure you check that out. All right, guys, have a great day. See you again tomorrow.